The act of creative making in any form is reparative to the damaged self, to broken communities, and the world as a whole. Psychoanalyst Melanie Klein stressed the importance of the fantasy world and its role within the human psyche. Destructive thoughts sit alongside feelings of love, guilt, and reparation. Love and hate are closely linked and must exist in the psyche as a balancing act. Klein suggested that reparation is an innate psychological need to make things good, to renew and repair broken relationships and the world around us. For us as the design team, this concept paved the way for the collaborative project. Reparation and art practice are interwoven with the possibility of a multitude of creative outlets. Falmouth's annual Illustration Forum for 2021 revolved around the entangled theme of repair and how we may turn as artists and citizens in uneasy times. Guest speakers spoke of cultural ecological repair, repair as haptic tradition, psychoanalytical mending, as well as further themes of reunion, slowing down time, evolution, empathetic illustration, rot and rebirth, reconnecting, relationships, and recovery that weave their way through thought processes, both from speakers and students alike. As MA authorial illustrators, we created a zine with our personal ideas and acts of repair, breathing carefully in and out, dreaming, weaving, and tending to a garden, or taking care of our souls. Light-hearted illustrations of picnicking and imagined worlds of the future exist alongside introspective personal stories and social commentary. Ecological responses to the environment around us, particularly in Cornwall, reoccurred amongst our peers, are reflections on loss and loving. All students possessed a particular tenderness to the project, one that needed reflecting in the overall identity of the zine we created. As a design team, we collaborated remotely, communicating and sharing ideas that simply held the premise of feeling better. Working in a purely digital space sometimes feels strange, so we strive for handmade textures and delicate hand-drawn lines that balanced each other in shape and interactions amongst themselves as a basis for working together. We collected and curated fragments of repair, daily happenings, sewing and mending, existing in moments of peace and rest to start with, to portray a fitting slow and restorative identity for the zine, as well as the forum itself, plucking small, gentle, and reparative and reliable moments in a chaotic world, even the idea of your body slowly recuperating as you exist in this strange place. We also spoke of the cerebral and surviving trauma. Social repair and the ecological responses existed in tandem, with the act of growing both personally and as a small seed becoming big. The theme of rituals reoccurred too, in the form of combing your hair or walking your dog as daily rituals, or in the idea of magic ritual, the mysterious energy of ancient standing stones and the sun and moon and stars. This magic perhaps holds greater purpose, a spiritual awareness and comfort. There are some strange symbols coming to life, the sentient objects enacting their repairs, or the sun and the moon blinking back at you in reassurance. To distinguish repair from the reverse act of breaking, establishing this mood was important. A static repaired symbol had to have evidence of once being broken, which was as simple as adding a hairline crack or a needle and thread running through a broken thing. Human figures were quiet and simple, looking to the ground in deep thought. A hound wags his tail in joy, simple shift in emotion and feeling better. Other symbols for time and emotional healing hold personal and cerebral meaning. We wanted a playful tone to the identity, uplifting with a slight sense of whimsy and maybe even a little bit of cryptic code as the reader deciphers meaning before they open the page. Colour choices first orbited around the calm and neutral, then sped towards refreshing duotone shades, which interacted with the symbols, some hiding and others stronger on the page. We danced on this edge of gentle pastels and more vibrant tones, a healing shade perhaps. We resolved our collection of ideas by mapping out all of these symbols of repair, some loose and personal and others universal and instantly recognized. Human figures of peace and kinship wander around cerebral, tactile, and social form of repair. Featured here on our end pages, the cycle of the sun and the moon and a spiritually reparative solstice, acts of rest and ritual and living in peace, a little bit of magic, and of course a pile of compost to help things grow. Symbols for time and healing in which something could be sewn together again, or tended to, or planted as a seed. We can craft, heal bones, and feel better. All mapped out and interconnected in an ongoing process of mending. This culminated in a sensitive collection of acts of repair for a visual identity that can tell or prompt a personal narrative for each viewer and relates to each small story within. Here are the invitations we designed for the Digital Illustration Forum, which also showcase the masthead we designed in the mid-stages of repair and coming together again. This is our final cover, showcasing all of these individual thoughts congregating together on the page. Creative acts are intrinsically hopeful and restorative. The outpouring of personal visuals into the wider world gives a voice to the frustrations that build up over time. This process gives life to the things that are impossible to express in any other way and reclaims a feeling of control. The forum and its resulting zine is a showcase of the purgation of emotions with an ultimate aim of renewal, restoration of the self, education, communities, and audiences.